Hello, this is a simple tutorial for Jaguar, the PHP graphic library. Uh, as you can see, this is the home page of Jaguar documentation, and it's hosted in on the readthedocs.org. Well, and this is the home page of Jaguar project. It's hosted in GitHub. Of course, we can download this project through Composer, and it's also available on PHP classes. Also, you can install it with Composer. As you can see, it will give you the content of the Composer file. Well, for this tutorial, we're gonna use WAMP server and the NetBeans. Of course we need Composer to be installed on the system we are using. Well, I have already set up a folder with Jaguar tutorial name, and it has an image folder with one image. As you can see, we're gonna use it to create some effects and to explain how Jaguar works. And we have also an index file, and if you run the URL, we'll see on jaguar.localhost.com, we can see that it works well. And we have also a composer.json file to download the Jaguar library. See, this is the content of the Composer. It has a name, and it's optional, of course. You can omit it. And we have a require statement. It requires the Jaguar library from Haiyan repository in GitHub, and we are requiring 1.2 stripe. Well, for now, Jaguar has 5 releases, and the last one is 1.3. We're gonna require it in Composer. Then we'll go and run Composer install. Wait minutes, and we will have everything. Yeah, it's okay, it's working. As you can see, this is the Composer folder. This is the Jaguar library. As you can see, yes, okay. Course and the test folder. You can run the test anytime with PHP unit, and it's fully tested code. And this is the upload file of the Composer. Well, let's get started with the index file. Let's remove this PHP info, and first of all, we're gonna require the autoload file from the vendor folder. Let's start with the require and go to vendor, autoload.php. Everything is okay. Well, first of all, the core of the Jaguar library is the canvas. As you can see here, canvas. Well, canvas class will allow you to load any kind of image files, PNG, JPG, JPEG, and of course new formats can be added easily, and it's fully explained, and we're fully explained in the documentation, and we are not gonna talk about here, but I'm gonna show you how to create it. Well, see how here adding new formats. Sorry, the internet connection, it's slow, you know, in Syria. Well, let's start something else before we go back. Let's see, it's not working yet. Okay, first of all, we're gonna create a canvas. Sorry, we're gonna use canvas, Jaguar canvas. Then we're gonna create a variable, then a new canvas. In the canvas object, we're gonna pass the path for the image that we're gonna use. Of course, you can pass another canvas object, or you can pass a URL, or you can pass a string, let's say, or of course we also can pass a new dimension object to create an empty image. But let's start with an image file. Okay, well, image, let's put a dot here, then 1.jpg. As you can see, this is the image. See, well, we're gonna do nothing with this image, just we're gonna send it to the browser, then canvas show, that's okay, run it. Wow, it's great, everything is working. The browser rendered the image perfectly. Well, let's start with let's say creating some effects. Actually, most people, most programmers are interested in effects that you can use in this library. And to let you know that that Jaguar comes with a rich action frameworks. We call it action, effects, filters, anything, but we choose to call it action. It has more than 50 action with more than let's say 20 each detection filter. Well, we're gonna apply an effect, let's say grayscale. So see, then gray, apply on canvas, and that's it. Go run it. Oh my god, it's working again. Well, it's pretty fast, just to let you know. And I think it's a huge image actually. We'll let you see the size of this image. It's as you can see, this is the width, it's the height, so it's a big image. Anyway, no for loops, of course, in the action. You can see that it used the image filter. Anyway, well, as you can see, it's pretty easy. Well, let's try another effect. Well, let's say color, for example, boost. Go run it, and as you can see, it's an artist effect, great one, of course. Well, as you can see, it's pretty easy, and from now on you can use any kind of effect. Just use the Jaguar action namespace, then use, for example, this is a bevel. Bevel will give you, some people call it patronize. See, this is a bevel effect. Of course, also you can change the color from white to anything else. You can change the level, let's say 200, and this big level. See, it's just a great effect. Also, it's pretty fast. Well, we're gonna use the canvas in different way this time. First of all, let's take this path, copy it, then we're gonna remove it. Okay, we're gonna use canvas, use the transformation object, which will give you an access to the most used parts of the Jaguar library. Well, all we need to create a new transformation object, new transformation. We're gonna pass it a new canvas object, and this is the path. We're gonna use the same image here. For example, we're gonna resize the image. See, also we need a new dimension object. Dimension, I mean the width and the height. Yeah, let's say for example 400, and then we're gonna, let's say, mirror the image. Then we're gonna get the canvas again, instance, then we're gonna show it. Sorry, show it. Go and run that. You can see that we have resized the image, and we mirrored horizontal. We're gonna try it with vertical, for example. See, well, it's not a pretty photo anymore, yeah. Anyway, see, you know, the transformation object is full of method: crop, edge detection, flip, and mirror, resize, rotate, watermark, which will need another canvas object in order to work. You can also set the coordinate, as you can see, and if you are using the NetBeans, or if you had read documentation, you will see that it's pretty easy to do anything with the transformation object. Imagine that I want to use the grayscale with the transformation object. We're going to use the apply method. Apply method will take an action object, and every action object will implement the action interface, which has one method, apply. Well, anyway, imagine that we need the grayscale. Then we pass a new grayscale object on the apply method. Refresh, and you will see it's also working. We resized the canvas, and we apply the grayscale. You can also apply another effect, or with the same way, or you can just use the apply array, pass it an array, new grayscale, for example, then a new, for example, sketchy effect. Sorry, we need a comma here. Run it, and it will work. As you can see, it's pretty great photo. It's, you know, an artist touch. Anyway, this is how we use the transformation object. As you can see, we can apply so many effects. Just go and browse the action folder, and you see that there is a blur, box blur, Gaussian, partial, selective. There is so many action for which deal with the color and hue, black and white, boost, brightness, colorize, extra, pixelate, and preset use, and preset files, and use also the overlay action heavily. Well, let me show you an example of an overlay. Well, to explain how overlay works, we're gonna use a preset file, which is beam.gt2, which come with the Jaguar library. It will give you a beam effect, but we're gonna use overlay. We'll use also the transformation object, overlay. Overlay need a new canvas object, a new canvas. Well, to use this file here, we're gonna, the beam file.gt2, we're gonna use the UTL object, the Jaguar, and from UTL object we're gonna use get resource path. Then we'll name it preset beam.gt Of course, this method will give you an access to the resources folder in the Jaguar library. You can use phones from there, preset, or anything you want. Yeah, go on now and refresh it, and you'll see that it works. This is a beam effect, as you can see, sunlight. This is sunlight. Well, now we're going to talk about drawables. Drawable object is every object which implements the drawable interface. As you can see, it has some basic method like set color, get color, and draw, which will accept a canvas interface parameter in order to be drawn on the canvas. Well, let's start with simple shapes like, for example, a rectangle. As you can see, this is the class and it has the logic. Well, let's see, use canvas this time, sorry, use canvas and use rectangle. Also, we're gonna use dimension object and use the coordinate object. Well, first of all, we're gonna create an empty canvas, a new canvas, as you can see, with a new dimension 300. Well, then we're gonna create the rectangle, new rectangle object. Well, we're gonna pass the rectangle constructor to object, the dimension of the rectangle, which will be for example 100, and the top left coordinate of the rectangle. Well, let's say 15. Well, just that easy. Then go on and call canvas, draw the rectangle, draw the rectangle on the canvas, then show it. Okay, just now go on and run it. As you can see, it's just working. Well, just to make things clear and to clear the canvas border, we're gonna fill the canvas with another color. Let's say canvas, before we draw the rectangle, we're gonna fill it with a new color. Here we're gonna use the RGB color. Again, RGB color. We're gonna use the hex format. From hex, let's use for example red color. See, fill it, then draw the rectangle, then show it, and here we are. As you can see, this is the canvas which filled with red color, and this rectangle with 100 width x and with the 100 height, and this is the top left coordinate. As you can see here, this is 15 from here and 15 to here, and we had a rectangle drawn on the canvas. Well, let's use also we can use things like we can also, of course, you can play a little with the rectangle. For example, you can set the color, for example new color. For example, also we can use the RGB color from hex. Let's use an blue color. Also we can fill the rectangle. We want a filled rectangle. See, go on, and you can see that we got a blue filled rectangle which was drawn on a red canvas, and it's pretty easy. Well, now we're gonna use styles. A Jaguar comes with some prepared styles like brush, dashed line, fill style, thick line. Well, let's use the fill style. Imagine that I want to fill this this rectangle with an image. We're gonna use here the full style. The full style is just pretty easy. Instead of setting an RGB, we're gonna, let's remove this, okay, to make things clear. We're gonna use rect draw, then we're gonna pass the canvas, then we'll pass a new fill style. Well, the fill style will need a canvas, another canvas, and we'll use the same. We're gonna use the same canvas here. Image 1.jpg. Well, then we're gonna canvas show, and of course this is another way to draw the rectangle. In the previous example we used the draw method on the canvas object to draw the rectangle. Here we are using the draw method in the rectangle object to draw on the canvas. Okay, of course it's the same, no problem. You can use any method, but it's just for to make it clear. Well, run the example. As you can see, it's just fold. Let's zoom. As it's fold here. See, it just fold. Imagine that I want to fold. Just go on. For drawing the rectangle, use the fill method and pass it the true. Pass it the true. Go on, and you will see that you have a filled rectangle here. See, of course, it depends on the image file you are using, and of course this technique is used basically on the border object. Well, let's try it. Let's try the border object. Imagine that here we're not gonna use, of course, another empty canvas. We're gonna use image file. Of course, we're gonna pass it the path of the image. Then we can go border, new border. Okay, we're gonna pass the size of the border. Let's say I want a 13 pixel border. Then border draw on canvas, then show the canvas. Go on, run it. Everything is just okay. See, this is a 13 pixel border drawn on the image. Sorry. Well, Jaguar comes with three kind of borders: border fit and border in and border out. Border fit, it will resize the image to consider the border size. So the result will be will have no change in the image dimension. Border in, the border will be drawn over the image, and it also will be no changes. There will be no changes in the canvas size. Border out will draw the border out of the image file or the canvas file, and there will be a changes in the canvas size. Well, let's try to use another border drawer here. Let's say border. Let's use the border set drawer. Okay. Let's use the border new border fit, for example. As you can see, of course, the default one is the border in. Well, just go on, resize it. As you can see, well, also there is text, which is also a drawable object. Here we're gonna use, of course, to make things clear, we're gonna use the same image, and we're gonna draw a symbol. For example, string. Let's say Jaguar, Jaguar rocks. We're gonna draw this simple string on the given canvas, and for that we're gonna use the text object. We're gonna use t new text. We're gonna pass it the string. Okay, also we're gonna pass it a coordinate, let's say 1515, which is okay. Also you can pass another thing, but we're not gonna talk about it here. Well, of course, just go on as every drawable t draw on canvas, then canvas show. That's it. Go on and draw it. As you can see here, Jaguar rug. Maybe it's just too small. You can pass. We can set here the size. This is set font size. Let's call, for example, 13. Okay. Go on. As you can see, it just bigger. Well, you can also change the color of the font and the font file. This, for example, you know, the text object uses the Arial font, which comes with the Jaguar, the resource folder fonts Arial. As you can see, it's a two-type font. Two-type font. Imagine that this is the font I want to use. All I need to do is to create a new font object. Let's say new font. Then we're gonna use the UTL object to locate the font. UTL get resource path, then go fonts, then Arial .ttf. Well, we gonna pass the font size is 13. Then we're gonna go here to the text object and say the font object here. Text objects. We set the font object, draw it, and that set actually. As you can see, it's the same result. Just to make it clear, change it here, for example 15, and here we are. Also, we can change the color here. Set color. In Jaguar, color is a property of the drawable object, and it's not a property of the font. So we're gonna use here RGB color, also from Hex. Let's say a red color, F00. Here we are going to draw it. As you can see, it's also working. Well, you can use any kind of you know, fonts here. Well, imagine that I want an outlined font, outlined text, or I want to drop shadow on this text. Well, Jaguar will make it easy for you. That's why it comes with let's say three kind of text drawers: outline drawers, blend drawers, which is the default one, and the shadow one. And the shadow drawers, here we're gonna use the shadow one. Let's remove the font. Imagine that I don't want to use the font. Okay, just remove it from here. Well, I set the color, then I want to set the drawer, it's new shadow object will take the color of the shadow, which is by default is the black, and it will need shadow X and shadow Y. Let's say I want let's say this white shadow 3x 3y. Go on, refresh, and you can see that it drops above, but we change the font size. Sorry, let's go back, set font set font size 13 point, and here we are. As you can see, we have dropped a white shadow. Of course, we can use another kind of drawers. Like here we're gonna use the outlined drawers, as you can see, and it will take the color of outlined and the size, let's say 3. As you can see, we got an outlined white outlined text. Well, of course, a new drawers can be added easily, but for now this is the default. This is the drawers which comes with the drawable